Okay, then in this video we will discuss AWS database service called Amazon RDS. So this RDS is an acronym for Relational Database Service. So let's get started. First of all, what is Amazon RDS? Well, Amazon RDS is a web service which makes it easier to set up, operate, and scale relational databases in the AWS cloud. In other words, it manages relational databases for you. So MySQL, PostgreSQL are examples of a relational database. So now, if you don't know relational databases, so I can give you just a brief introduction to it. So first of all, relational databases store data in a table. And this is just a sample table in a relational database. And in here, we have ID, first name, last name, and email address. And they are attribute names. So that means ID, first name, last name, and email address are attribute names. While 1, 2, 3, 4, or Alex, Nick, Max, they are attribute values. So let me explain it one more time. So in here, ID is your attribute name, while 1, 2, 3, 4 are attribute values. So, and then rows. So for instance, this row, 1 Alex John at gmail.com. So this is one row and it's called a record. All right, so it's just one record. And many people just call columns attributes while they call rows as records. So it's easy to understand. So then let's continue our Amazon RDS. So the next point regarding Amazon RDS is the basic building block of Amazon RDS is the database instance. So in EC2, you have EC2 instance, right? So in here, instead of EC2 instance, you will have database instance. Basically, this is database server. It's also known as database environment. And the computation and memory capacity of a database instance is determined by its database instance class. So in EC2, you have instance type, right? So you need to select instance type. So in here, you select database instance type, database instance class, and it defines CPU and memory. So for instance, you can say, okay, I want 2 CPUs, I want that much memory, etc. and etc. So it's very similar to EC2 instance because basically this is just another server and it runs just a database management system. All right. So then the next point is each database instance runs a database engine. So that database management system in here is called database engine. And Amazon, Aurora, MySQL, MariaDB, PostgreSQL, Oracle, Microsoft SQL Server, they are examples of database engine. So in here, they just call database management system, they just call database engine, all right? So I think it's very easy to understand. So you have your database instance, and then that database instance runs a database engine. So you can select from here any of them. So let's say you want MySQL. So you select your database instance and then you say, okay, in that instance, I want to run MySQL. Or you can say, okay, I want to run MariaDB. That's it. So then database instance storage can be of 3 types. So there are basically 3 types of database instance storages. So the first one is general purpose SSD and provisioned IOPS, and the third one is magnetic. So you already know them because we have already discussed them in previous videos. So now database instance can run in several availability zones. It's also known as multi-AZ deployment. So your database instance can run in several availability zones. So you already know that in one region, you might have several availability zones, right? So your database instance can run just in those availability zones. So this is no problem. So basically that's it regarding Amazon RDS. As you can see, it's very easy to understand. So if any concept in here is not clear to you, so I will explain them in the next video, because in the next video we will see these Amazon RDS in practice. So basically that's it, and I will see you in the next one.